to the lane, lobs it for Pringle, and Pringle slams home the game's first bucket. Richmond's open in the corner. Billy's three-pointer's good, and he ties the game at 51. McDaniel drives around Richmond, but Billy recovers and blocks it out of bounds. Thomas, right side, ball fake, gets to the rim, throws it down with two hands. And that is it. Cal and Penny Hardaway beat at midcourt. And Arkansas has won the ball game by a final of 99-75. The Hoops for St. Jude Classic goes to the Razorbacks. Arkansas wins it by 24.
They want us so bad. That's what you're going to face, but we all know now. Just keep playing.
Live from the Busch Light Studios with Ty Richardson.
Y'all got Centels.
And Tommy Kraft.
Who's the world's tallest midget? I mean, let's just not have that conversation.
And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
You Googled that yesterday? The world's tallest midget?
No.
I figured that out.
I like I said, let's not have that conversation.
You were looking up before the show this morning the longest World Series game in history, which I guess it tied last night technically in terms of innings, but it just came up short in terms of hours and minutes. Dodgers, Blue Jays, Game 3 in Los Angeles. What a crazy ending last night.
I was looking at the list, and all of those games that are at the top of that list, you'd think there would be like some 1892s in there, you know, something from way back when. But longest game in terms of innings was 26 innings, played in 1920. I think it maybe 1920. But there was an 18-inning game in the World Series. I was looking for longest World Series games ever. There was one that the Dodgers were involved in 2017, and then again last night. So just under 7 hours last night before Freddie Freeman ended the game.
Well, did you stay up for that? Did you stay up for the Arkansas and Memphis game, which I was a little frustrated by because I was under the impression that game was starting at 8 o'clock. It didn't start till 8:25 last night. I guess they played that True South. Bruce Dan Pradco Fishing is here where they were going across the Southeastern Conference, different restaurants, different things and whatnot. Normally, I'd be okay with watching that. But
now there was a game in front of Arkansas that's why it started late.
Because of the was it Memphis and Vanderbilt, right? The women's game, but prior to that?
Yeah, there was a game in front that's why the Arkansas Memphis game started. That game ran long.
I
didn't have anything to do with True South.
I turned on the television and I was like, I'm tired. It's 8:30. I'm ready to go to bed, and luckily got through it. You know what? Watching that game last night, Arkansas is the hunted this year. They were the hunted in Memphis. They'll be the hunted for most of this season. This is a good dynamic for you to talk about as a Tennessee basketball fan, being that how many times has John Calipari ruined your night or day and Rick Barnes' night or day? You think about Arkansas being on the receiving end in Bud Walton, in Rupp, in some of these places where you're so hyped up for this game. Cal and Kentucky's coming in. Cal and Memphis are coming in. Here we go. Let's beat these guys. And then they thrash you by 20-something.
Yeah, I mean, actually, for Cal and Barnes had a pretty good record against Cal, especially in Knoxville. So I've never really hated Cal. I've always kind of respected him and liked him the way he recruited.
Kind of like Saban,
Memphis.
Right?
Yeah, well, you know, I like Saban a lot more than I used to, but I've always respected Cal. Thought he did a great job at Memphis. Tennessee has always kind of had a little brother thing about Memphis. Didn't historically play him. We go 20, 25 years without playing Memphis. So It's just something, you know, when all the Keith Lee and Dana Kirk, all the teams, and we never played these guys, you know. So I've always respected Memphis. I mean, when they used to play in the Mid-South Coliseum and the Metro, I love that basketball.
Yeah. Brought to you by Taco Bell this morning. Hit That Line Now app. It's powered by Taco Bell. Haven't downloaded, you can listen to this show and any programming anywhere you go, plus the podcast, features from our website, headline.com. You can interact with us with our social media channels. It's all right there in one convenient app. Take it anywhere you go. The Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell, available in the Apple or Google Play stores.
Wasn't flawless, wasn't something that John Calipari was extremely thrilled about throughout the game, but when you win 99-75 in someone else's arena, again, as a coach, you're trying to get these guys ready for the grueling grind that is the college basketball season. Started out slow, Memphis cans a couple threes right out of half, but then, Tommy, you just kind of turned it on, and defensively, offensively, you just whipped those guys.
Well, I thought Malik Thomas was really the straw that stirred the drink for the last 25, 26, 27 minutes. Arkansas had 51 bench points in the game last night, and 23 of those come from Malik Thomas. It's interesting that DJ Wagner did not begin the second half. Turnovers were a problem for both teams. Thankfully, as you watch the game unfold, Memphis wasn't capitalizing on those turnovers. They could have really made it harder than the 15-point hole that Arkansas had to climb out of, but hard to believe you were down 15 with 8:44 to go in the first half. You pull it to a 3-point game, had it tied with a minute or so to go in the first half, and then end up winning, by 24 at the end of the night. It was a pretty impressive last 25 or so minutes.
You know what I'm just happy about, and Cal kind of touched on it after the game, is just these marquee exhibition games.
I've been fighting for these kind of games, exhibition games, for 10 years. Why don't we play each other? Why? What? Because we don't.
Bruce, you're never going to get past college football in October. No one's going to just lock into basketball compared to they are with the football team. But Duke just played Tennessee. Arkansas gets Memphis, which you haven't played in a while. I mean, you're at least giving people a reason to watch rather than just playing a sister of the poor at the end of October.
I mean, the first thing you got to remember, these are exhibition games. They don't count. They're not real. But, yeah, when you roll Duke out or when you go to Memphis and you got a lot of Arkansas fans there, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And I'd much rather watch that than the old days where you play Phillips Oil or Fellowship of Christian Athletes. You got guys out with balding hair. And
Athletes United. What was the other one? There was one that beat Arkansas. Had athletes in the name of it. Somebody will text it in. But I will caution everyone, though, and I know it's a different world, but there was a couple times under Muss where you had good exhibition game wins over Kansas and Purdue and some other, and then the season didn't unfold the way you
They're
want.
exhibition games.
They're exhibition games. I think it matters, but I don't think you can.
They don't count.
I don't think you can chart the entire course of the season. And I think last night in that first 15 minutes of the game, we were like, "Uh-oh, what happened to this team?" And in the end, I think we feel good about it. But again, I'd caution. We've seen Arkansas beat some teams that were highly ranked and highly thought of in the exhibition season, and it still did not equate to a Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, you got to approach it like an exhibition. Nobody needs to be upset when you're down by 15. Nobody needs to be overconfident when you're up by 30. It's a practice game. You're getting to see different people. Malik Thomas will probably be starting. He probably won't be coming off the bench based on how he's performing. When Tennessee played Duke the other night, we saw Cameron Boozer get 24 points and 23 rebounds, and they didn't take him out the whole game. I don't think he'll play 40 minutes every game, but I guess in an exhibition game, you want your freshmen to play a lot of minutes, and stats look good.
We'll hear more from John Calipari throughout the show. Your thoughts on the basketball win last night. Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. Big news over the weekend. Brian Kelly let go. I know that's a huge hot button topic amongst college football circles, and I want to ask this question here on our opening drive.
Count them up. 10 coaches fired in season before November. That is the most in the FBS era since 1978.
Yeah, I think that's a question that's not for me to address right now. I think for me to address right now is what do we need to do to get out there on the field, put a good product out there, and find a way to win the game. And that's all I can focus on. That's all I'm going to focus on. I believe that that's what I should do. I believe it's about the players, and I need to give them every amount of energy that I have in just one direction, and that's in practicing and playing the game.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so guys, why in 2025? Why are we seeing, as Danny Cannell stated, the most firings? You got 8 Power Fours. You got 10 overall. Why in 2025 are we seeing this when we didn't see it at all in the Southeastern Conference last year?
Because everybody kept their powder dry a year ago. The uncertainty, the unknown of revenue sharing, which really at the firing season at the end of the year wasn't official. You didn't know where you were going. You didn't know how much of your budget officially. You had a good idea, but I think it's because everybody kept their powder dry a year ago, and now they have a very good sense of the business model they're going to operate under in the revenue sharing era.
Well, and none of these jobs are really spur of the moment deals. These have been coming for a couple of years. You know, the Gundy thing had been coming, the Pittman thing had been coming, the Franklin thing had been coming. Nobody like Kelly, that had been coming, and definitely Napier had been coming. None of these jobs were because you lost one game or 2 games. The dissatisfaction with the state of the program over the last 3 years at each of those places. It's not a sudden, we got to get rid of this guy. I think once it started happening, you felt like you needed to do it to get in the queue to get someone else, but none of these were spur of the moment decisions.
James Franklin's probably the biggest surprise because I think we're surprised he lost 3 in a row and got fired. But even talking to our friend David Fuchs, who's a huge Penn State fan, this had been brewing amongst their fan base for a while. The opportunity to make a change presented itself with the 3-game losing streak, but that's probably the only one that you would say, man, I'm really surprised James Franklin is not still the head coach at Penn State. That'd be the only one on my list. I think your diagnosis of it is perfect because, you know, if I told you before the year Gundy's not going to make it to Halloween, you'd have said, I'd take that bet.
Yep.
Jacob from the 479 points out it's because they've completely sold out to the dollar, and the dollar makes decisions now.
Yeah, they did that a long time ago.
Well, the SEC, I mean, yeah, it happens in other conferences, but, man, in this conference, especially at places like Florida and LSU, where you're expected to win national championships, you don't get more than 2 or 3 years. You don't get to lose 4 games 2 years in a row. That's not allowed.
70% of the athletic budget, and I'm using a rough number, but I'm right in the ballpark. 70-ish% of your budget comes from football. Ticket sales, donations. I mean, you can trace back $7 out of $10 that's given to a university's athletic department. It comes from football. So you don't have the luxury of waiting to see, trying to pat your fan base on the head. If they don't buy the 92,000 seats or 76,000 seats or 7,000 seats in your stadium, as an AD, you're fired.
Well,
I mean, because it's all about football when it comes to your revenue with an athletic department.
And as far as coaches go, you know, let's look at a couple of them like Eli Drinkwitz. He needs to take another job. Because he's not going to do better in Missouri than he's doing right now. He needs to go take another job. And Vanderbilt fans need to remember what's happening this year because in 3 years, when they go 4-8 again, they're going to want to fire the guy. They got him ranked in the top 10 and possibly have a playoff, possibly have a Heisman Trophy winner. You know, we got short memories, even at bad schools.
Yeah. And it's still, and this is going to drive the quarterback market even more, it's still about quarterbacks. I mean, Clark Lee is a coach that probably ought to step up and take a job somewhere else if the opportunity's there. But how much of this is Pavia driven?
It's all Pavia.
I mean, exactly. I mean, so this proves that, hey, how much money is there too much money to spend on a quarterback? And the answer is not the right one.
And without
you can't spend too much on the right quarterback.
Without Pavia's legal action, Joey Aguilar's not at Tennessee.
Yeah.
He's leading the nation in a lot of categories, and he wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for Pavia.
I didn't think about that. So on that subject, the quarterbacks, when you're looking at different potential head coaches that could wind up here in Fayetteville, I mean, how we've talked about defense, and I would argue Clark Lee's defense has been just as big a thing as Pavia, considering what they've done this year and where they typically
been great, but not as big as Pavia.
But how much does that factor into the head coaching job here at Arkansas? What your background at quarterback, what you've done with quarterbacks.
I don't care about your background, your history. I want to know, if we hire you, Coach Ty Richardson, who can you bring with you? Who do you have a hook in? Who do you have a connection with? Who have you recruit? Who? Give me 2 or 3 names of who you would want to invest in a quarterback. That'd have to be an interview question. And if it's not, shame on the AD or the committee or whoever's doing the hiring.
Well, this is going to be a harder job because whoever takes the LSU and Florida job, everybody wants to go play at those schools. Everybody in state wants to go play at those schools. They already got loaded rosters. Here, it's a different deal. You don't have that in-state benefit like Oklahoma. You know, Arkansas and Oklahoma State are real similar. You don't have big recruiting bases in the state. They're not first destination schools. You got to get someone like Signetti that's going to sell the program and sell themselves and get lucky and win 10 out of 12 games, make the playoff, and then you can get it rolling. But it's not easy.
Yeah. And if I told you it's going to be KJ next year, how does that make you feel? If that was the plan.
KJ.
Jefferson.
Jackson.
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 Backup
Yeah,
quarterback.
I was confused. I don't think that would have fans that excited
Exactly.
next year.
Exactly. I mean, I think that's where we're at. So to me, it's not just the coach you hire; it's the quarterback he can bring. And Arkansas's not in a place where we got 15 of the $20 million from rev share plus another 15 for football, and you can spend $6, $7, $8 million on just a quarterback. That's why you need the $15 million, because if you've got $30 million total in your football NIL budget, then then you can go out and you can pay $5, $6, $7 million for a quarterback, and that seems to be the kind of the top end of the market from what you read and hear.
Yeah. Well, hey, I can just remember a few years ago, Ty, Volunteers went 0 for the SEC, 0-8, didn't win a game, and you finally got the right coach in there, and stuck with it, and kind of got it turned around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard to do if you get the right guy. It's just hard to get the right guy.
All right, that's your opening drive this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at the Fence Man. 782-3936 is the number. If you've made it through another summer and now headed into fall and you're watching that fence sag and maybe it's faded and it's time for a new fence, or it's got a panel that's completely down in it, talk to the Fence Man. There's more options than just wood. There's the aluminum fencing, there's vinyl fencing, and then they can do custom wood fencing as well that has a great look, put a great stain on it, and it will last for years. 782-3936. They do industrial, commercial, and residential projects as well, and their work is second to none. 782-3936, thefenceman.ar.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
LearnEd.com, LearnEd.com, LearnEd.com. There you
Chrome
go.
black back, chrome black back, chrome black back.
Who are the best football teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Had a few teams take themselves out of consideration, and a couple teams that I think made a move up the board this week. I've got to change at number one. The way A&M went into Baton Rouge on a Saturday night, allegedly the toughest place in college football to go play, and A&M just physically beats up LSU. I got A&M, the number 3 Aggies, 8-0. I got them at the top of the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
I agree. Dismantled A&M. They're going to be number 1 for 2 weeks because they got an open date.
Got an open date. They next play Missouri on the 8th of November. That'll be an interesting game. We'll talk more about Missouri coming up, but I've got A&M, the undefeated top. Both 5-0 with our number 2 team, or my number 2 team, Alabama, who's 7-1. They're one blemish, of course, to Florida State to open the season. They had a tussle, and I expected this with South Carolina. South Carolina really kind of gave them the game, if you want to get down to it. 29-22. Alabama's on a bye week as well. They get LSU next, but I got Alabama at number 2.
I was kind of hoping South Carolina would have went for 2 when they got up by 7, made it a 2-possession game, put the pressure on Alabama, but they went for the kick, went up by 8, and they just couldn't hang on.
Really considered moving Ole Miss to 3. Georgia was on a bye. They get the cocktail party this week. I kept Georgia because of the head-to-head, but I got Georgia at number 3. They play Florida this week, 2:30 on ABC. Georgia number 3.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, especially the way Georgia whacked Ole Miss in the second half.
Yeah.
But Georgia's number 3.
I thought Ole Miss's win, and I got them at number 4. The way they went into OU, because I know Oklahoma's had some offensive struggles. Mateer's been injured. He's not back to the way he was before the thumb injury. I was really impressed. I thought it was an impressive win for Ole Miss. I got them at number 4, 34-26 on the road last week in Norman, Oklahoma. They get South Carolina at home Saturday night, but I got Ole Miss at number 4.
Yeah, D2 quarterbacks all over the country say their prayers for Trinidad Chambliss every night, don't they? There's going to be a lot of guys get rich next year because of what he's done, but yeah, they got to be wary of the upset bug, though. They got South Carolina this week, and you got to wonder if South Carolina can get up 2 weeks in a row.
All right, so we agree 1, 2, 3, 4. A&M, Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss. I go Vanderbilt at number 5.
Definitely.
You're there with me. 7-1, beat Missouri, by a touchdown. They go to Texas this week, which normally you'd say, "Ooh, that's a tough deal."
Right practiced it yesterday.
I'm kind of leaning towards Vandy winning that game right now. That's a good question. I got Vanderbilt at number 5. They're in the top 10. Who would have thought? I'd have loved to have got some odds on that bet. Vanderbilt in the top 10 at some point this year. Vanderbilt's number 5 in the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Well, when you look at them, it's one of the top defenses in the
Yes.
country. They shut down Drinkwitz's vaunted offense. It was very impressive. 3-3 at halftime. You don't see many games like that anymore. Most impressive thing of game day, though, was Saban wearing the Vandy Pimp outfit. That was pretty cool.
So I put Tennessee at number 6. They beat Kentucky. Nothing impressive about beating Kentucky, but OU got beat. Texas, they just don't look worthy. And Missouri, with the injury to their quarterback, I don't think belongs right now. So I got Tennessee, who did beat Kentucky. They get OU this week at home. I got Tennessee as our last team in the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Yeah, Tennessee should be glad it can score a lot of points. Defense not so good. I kind of went Oklahoma, even though they got beat. I still think their defense is better than Tennessee's, and I think Mateer's going to keep getting healthier. But they got to win. That was their second loss.
Yeah. I did hear Heupel say yesterday in his press conference that this game Saturday between Tennessee and OU was for the 6th spot in the Pradco Pyramid of Power. So, I mean, they know what's on the line.
They know what's on the line.
All right, that's our Pradco Pyramid of Power. I know it's a rainy, kind of wet week. What's working on the river?
It is. I got to give credit to our brand manager, Dustin Elder of Mount Ida. He used to fish for the Arkansas Razorback fishing team. He's been designing a new lure called, I can't tell you the name of it yet because it's not on the market, but he's been casting a lot of topwater fish on Washita and Broken Bow over the last 3 months. Testing the head and spook stick. I'll tell you what it is, but it's a great new bait. It's an R&D process right now, but casting a lot of topwater fish on your Highland reservoirs. That's one you can't buy yet. Super Spook Junior is probably one you can buy that you should be throwing.
All right, lurenet.com or your local favorite tackle shops. That's the Pradco Pyramid of Power. Go to lurenet.com.
Rush on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Just search Hit That Line.
Billy Richmond gets the rebound, beats Ewing. The league slams it home with 2 hands.
The Morning Rush.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
McDaniel drives around Richmond, but Billy recovers and blocks it out of bounds.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon raisin biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Agent Brad Howe in Van Buren.
With the helpful hardware, folks. Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Now through October 31st, get $10 off per gallon of select paint and exterior from Clark Kensington, Ace Royal, and Wood Royal brands. At locally owned Jaegers Hardware. Jaegers, real help, real savings. Now open in Barling.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
All the time he loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody move big Philly. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
We go back and look at his preparation and not running full speed in practice because of not, feeling healthy enough to do that. Which should not affect his decision making, but he let it affect his decision making. His sets and technique were the worst they've been all year. So just really the mental preparation to practice and play, I didn't get it done well enough, and that's on me. That's my fault that he didn't get prepared and ready to play and execute the way he's supposed to.
We expect Taylor Green to bounce back against a lackluster Mississippi State defense on Saturday. I mean, they're not as bad as they were last year, but it's still not good. Played a much better team in Auburn this past week defensively.
I can't imagine him playing a fourth quarter like he played again. I can't imagine Mississippi State's defense is going to be as stout as Auburn's when it comes to stopping his run. So I would say he's going to play better if you want to call it a bounce back. I think we look at Auburn's record. We don't credit how good Auburn's defense really is. They're one of the best defensive units in the conference, and they shut down his run, forced him to throw, and he made some bad decisions. I don't think this team – I just don't think it's mathematically possible to have 13 plays and throw and have 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions and a fumble in 13 total plays. I just don't think you can do that. I mean, it was just unbelievable how bad those fourth quarter plays were in total.
You expect Arkansas, or excuse me, are you surprised Arkansas is a 4-point favorite on the Bet Saracen app?
No. I mean, Taylor Green gives you a chance to win. You're playing at home. And State's a lot like Arkansas. They've played some teams that are higher ranked, better, and they've played them close. They've gone to overtime. They've had chances to win games. I mean, these are two teams I don't know about from an identity standpoint and how they get to where they don't mirror each other, but as far as results and the types of games they've had, very similar seasons.
They got to Arch Manning a lot in that game, and unfortunately for the Bulldogs, they kind of just gave it away at the tail end. That was one of the worst losses, not just of the weekend, but the year. They have competed. They're a lot better offensively than Auburn is. Their defense isn't as good, so I would expect. Like I didn't bet on Arkansas. I bet on the over, which I think is 67.5. I think this game has a chance to be a very high scoring affair.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and I think Talon, hopefully, I mean, we'll see and hear from him, during the game. I think he probably feels like he's got something to prove as well this week to not let people think what he showed in that fourth quarter last week is who he is.
Speaking of high scoring, how about the Arkansas basketball team last night?
Feeling pretty good right now. Knox drives the rim, leaves it underneath for Brazil, and a two-hand flush for Trevin. And a technical foul has been called on the Razorbacks.
So Trevin dunked it so hard, Cal jumped. You don't see Cal jump much during the game, and then got Carter Knox teed up on the bench. That was one of the I don't remember how many dunks they finished with last night, Tommy. I know they started the game with an alley-oop. They had 11 in the Cincinnati game, but once again, you're seeing this team's athleticism on display, and it's not just one guy. It's several guys that can get to the rack.
51 points off the bench last night. I thought Malik Thomas was really incredible for the Hogs off the bench. I thought the other interesting thing with this game, only 8 players played. Now, this game was more in doubt. You had to fight back from a 15-point deficit, but you didn't see some of the guys you saw against Cincinnati in this game. Is this what it will look like in SEC play? I think the picture we got last night is probably what Cal's thinking for the stretch and the bigger games this year.
I didn't clip it, but he did talk about Isaiah Sealy not playing a little bit last night, and just he talked about its athleticism and whatnot. But that is a point that is well made heading into this first initial game against Southern, what that'll look like against big-time non-conference opponents, and then conference play. All right, that is your Hog Update this morning, brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
National Chocolate Day. Number one candy bar is Butterfinger. Colton.
Big Twix guy.
Okay.
Big Twix guy.
I'm going.
Heath is close second.
Okay, I'm going Three Musketeers. David Rath, number one candy bar, National Chocolate Day.
I think anything in the Reese's family.
Okay, all right. They're trying some new stuff. Have you had the Reese's Oreo thing?
My wife is crazy about those.
Okay.
The worst candy bar I ever had was pretty good.
Had those.
Well, hopefully you can bring some home for you after work on National Chocolate Day. David, I know as we get closer to the end of the month, it's almost here. Really, the back half of the month, you guys have been doing state sales tax paid when you trade, both where you're at in Springdale and also in Fort Smith at Wrath Auto Resources.
Yeah, we decided to have a little bit of fun with the whole Halloween thing and kick that off and try to also kind of round out a really good month. Both stores are doing great. We sold a lot of cars already, both on the Road Ready certified, pre-owned side at both stores, and we've had a really good month with the new Mitsubishis. So just kind of pour a little gas on it and do that sales tax paid when you trade. So, and we do that on the new and used cars. So both locations, new, used, whatever you're looking at, you just bring your old ride in and trade with us, and we're going to pay your state sales tax on that. And that's stackable with, usually you got to pick incentives. You usually don't get everything, but in this case, you're going to be able to stack that with, the new car rebates and the 0% financing. Whichever of those you decide to go with. So there's a lot of ways to save. It's really good opportunity to save in kind of every direction.
Do you have Reese's for people too, just in case?
Dude, I don't. Every time I try to buy some, I end up eating them all before I can get them back to the dealership. I probably ought to get some, though.
All right,
throw them in the back.
The Reese's supply is depleted, but the car supply is plenty. Wrath Auto Resources, Wrath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Dave, if we don't talk to you before then, happy Halloween and good stuff as always, man.
You too, guys. Y'all have a good one.
I want to try the Reese's and Oreo. Have you had that
I've
yet?
not had that.
Okay, that might be something we need to do. Morning Rush Daily Question when we come back here on a Tuesday.
Finds an open shooter in the corner.
No, get those lights off.
Missed the three as the lights went out. Now the lights come back on. Lead court pass, and Acup lays it in. They didn't stop play when the lights went out.
The referees in La La Land and the Razorbacks benefit. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Did these guys come out like on fire to beat you? Yeah, that's every game we play. Yeah. The other team wants to beat us so bad they act like it's a Super Bowl.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Wrath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Wrath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, WrathAutoFortSmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Archery deer season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows from Hoyt, PSC, Prime, Darton, Bear, and Elite Plus crossbows from 10 Point, Wicked Ridge, Barnett, and Killer Instinct, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow techs with years of experience are on site to get you dialed in and ready to hunt. Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
work. Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, LSU became the third school with a head coach opening when they fired Brian Kelly over the weekend in the Southeastern Conference, joining Florida and Arkansas. Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by CartPath Social. When it's all said and done, how many openings will there be in the Southeastern Conference?
All right, so not Bama. Arkansas is open. Auburn's going to be open, so that's 4. Florida's already open. Georgia's not going to be open. I think Kentucky ultimately does away with Stoops. That's going to be 5. LSU's already open. Ole Miss, can we count?
And that's the point of the question. Do we count Missouri? Do you think Missouri and Eli Drinkowitz takes the move? Do you think Lane Kiffin jumps at one of these other jobs? That's the thinking part of this question, not just who's going to get fired, who's going to have to be replaced as well, because I think we could approach, and you're on the right track, I think we could approach half the league this year as an opening.
I don't, if LSU offers Lane Kiffin everything he wants, I don't know how you turn down that job.
Does Sark jump and go to the NFL? He says that's malarkey, but who knows?
So I'm going to say Ole Miss is 6. State's not going to get rid of Levy. I think Drink goes, that's 7. I think South Carolina could fire. I think you could see.
They won't fire him, but he might jump to Virginia Tech where it's a little bit easier.
Okay, well, either way, it's an opening. I think you could see up to 8 because Tennessee's not doing anything with Heupel. I think Sark stays put. A&M's gonna give Elko whatever he wants.
What about Venables?
I don't think they'll fire him at Norman.
Okay.
They would have to just completely. Now they could lose this weekend. But I think Clark Lee actually stays. I think he wants to build something at Vanderbilt. I think the biggest thing there is him being an alum. As good as some other jobs will come at him. But I think you could see up to half. Think about that. 2024.
Yeah.
No one fired. 2025 between coach movement, firings, you could see up to half, if not more, the SEC changing jobs within head coaches in this conference.
It's going to be a bunch of new faces in different places next year at SEC Media Days.
I was listening to Kirby Smart talk about this.
I mean, let's be honest. It's the players dealing with it, fans dealing with it, coaches dealing with it at this time in the middle of a season. I think there's so much built around the playoffs. And it's like...
It's all right. You know what used to get coaches fired in this league? Or you know who?
Nick
Saban. He's gone. We brought it up earlier just to change the unknown. Now you've got more of an idea. It's more solidified in 25. Because the playoff now brings in 12, maybe 16 teams in the future, now everybody feels like they have a crack. So when you don't make it, like in Baton Rouge, and Brian Kelly hasn't made the playoff in 3.5 years, gone. It used to be Nick Saban. This playoff structure is changing the way fan bases and ADs think because of how closer it is to getting to the pinnacle of college football.
But I also think when you step back and you really look at it, it's a crapshoot. Tell me why. Let's use Hugh Freeze as an example. Hugh Freeze had beat Nick Saban when he was at Ole Miss, had some personal issues that, he had to leave that job, goes to Liberty, takes that program, does some really great things, right? You tell me why it doesn't work out in that regard. You look at a guy like Brett Bielema when he came to Arkansas. I mean, you can just go down the list of guys that have been fired. You tell me why Brian Kelly doesn't work out, a guy that has built programs, elevated them, left everything better than he found it, and he can't do that at a place like LSU. I mean, you can hire as an AD and a school president the most qualified candidate with the best resume, and it guarantees absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you get the second coming of Nick Saban hired at a place like Arkansas, that doesn't mean it's all going to pan out. So, I mean, it's really, you got to have a lot of luck go your way. You got to be a cultural fit. I think in the end, that's what really is at the root of a lot of Brian Kelly's undoing at LSU. He never was a fit. He tried to fit in with the accent. He should have just said, hey, I'm looking forward to learning your culture. Don't know much about it. He should have been a lot more authentic, and he wasn't. Yeah. And I think you got to be you. I'll give Bielema credit. When he came in here, he was him,
Okay. I want to stay on that. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush daily question. Number one place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas is Cart Pass Social. Listen, it's raining across our state today. Maybe you still want to get your golf in. Well, you can do so at Cart Pass Social, 122 Grant Place in Lowell. They've got league play going on right now. I know that you're planning the end of the year Christmas party. Well, Cart Pass Social is a great place to do it. College football this weekend. You can watch that and the NFL there. Call them at 479-487-3622 or go to cartpasssocial.com. It is always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. So that is something that's funny to me when you say fit. Because you think about the legends that have coached here in some capacity at Arkansas, whether it's John McDonald, Nolan Richardson, Frank Broyles. Those are the three you think about, right? Kind of where your mind goes. Yeah. They don't have any connection to Arkansas. Just hold on. So, Brian, the fit you're talking about with LSU, Les Miles didn't have connection. Nick Saban didn't have a connection. Ed Orgeron a little bit more. And you talk about fit. But the fit was they won.
No,
that's people overlook things. Bobby Petrino doesn't necessarily, quote unquote, he didn't fit here. People flocked to him and loved him because he won. The comparison with Houston Nutt is different. Houston Nutt fit here and he won. Bobby Petrino won. That's why this idea of fit, the only fit that matters is winning. That is the most overused term in any sports media conversation is fit. Winning is what matters, and people equate that to fit.
What you don't want to do, I agree, winning's always the most important thing. Thanks for sharing that with us. I was unaware. But in the end, did Brian Kelly, did he try to be someone he wasn't at LSU? Well, of course. Family, looking forward to meeting y'all, and all these things he was.
The Tigers.
He was trying to be someone he wasn't. You don't have to come in and be from somewhere. You make great points about legendary Hall of Fame coaches at Arkansas and other places, but they were authentic. They were who they were. We couldn't pick up our tent stakes and move to the Northeast or out West or to somewhere that's a different part of the country and try to act like we've lived there our whole lives. It wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a problem with a lot of, when you're looking to build a culture, it's hard for these guys to be vulnerable, to say, I don't know, teach me something. It's hard for type A's that are in control of every aspect of a business or a program to say, I don't know. Can you show me? And I think when you want to get to the top and have everybody love you and be popular and all these things, So you try hard to fit in. I think that's exactly where it started with Brian Kelly, or almost from day one. And he didn't fit with the staff, the administration. I mean, you're reading stuff that's now coming out. People in the building didn't much care for his personality. I mean, all these things that now start to filter out. And yes, winning matters. Your resume of winning matters. But in the end, I don't think you have to love crawfish to be the head coach at LSU.
In that same introductory kind of thing where he went out there, Brian Kelly, and did the whole family and Tiger accent, he also said, and I haven't even won all my games yet. So that's to your point, Tommy.
Well,
He's just...
Hey, well, let me go to the counter. Was there more of a fit than Ed Orgeron at LSU? Now, you can say it worked out. National title, it worked. But in the end, did it work out? No, they had to part ways and pay him $20 million to go down the road. But
pay me my money and I'll get out of here.
Well, in the end, there was no more of a cultural fit than Ed Orgeron with LSU, and never will be one again. So I think we overplay that word. I think what you want is authenticity more than a fit.
Suey Fan's in Fort Smith here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Go ahead, Suey Fan.
Morning, fellas. Two things. First, on the Lane Kiffin scenario, aren't his kids at Ole Miss? I think it's just going to be super tough to get him out of Ole Miss. I mean, he's doing great over there.
Knox is a 9th or 10th grader, I think.
He could go coach his future son-in-law.
Yeah, Landry's.
She's the reason why he didn't take the Auburn job.
A senior.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Second question, more home question. With all these big head coaches changes that are coming up, is that going to, lower Arkansas's head coach availability? Like, are we... does that, since more teams are looking for head coaches, does that move us down the priority list for a better head coach? I mean, I don't know. What's your all's opinion on that? Thanks. Have a good one.
Thanks, Steve. 100%. The more coach jobs that come open in this league, the lower on the pecking order you drop to.
Other than Kentucky.
Is there a job that could open right now? And I think you're right. Other than Kentucky, that would be behind Arkansas?
Probably Starkville, like you said. Because with Ole Miss humming right now, we'll see what
close.
happens.
They've lost 16 consecutive league games.
Yep. Last time they won.
I know that pain.
Here in Fayetteville,
I know
7-3. I think that I didn't think Sam Pittman should have been let go last year. He had a 3-game improvement from the previous year, but that argument that people made has a lot more backing now, considering what it looks like.
But do you have any idea the horrible look it would have been to fire a guy that was having hip surgery, that gritted it out with a broken hip all season long and waited till the season was over, couldn't coach the final game from the sideline because of safety concerns on that slick sideline at Missouri, and you're going to fire a guy while he's getting his hip replaced because he put it off to coach the team? I mean, there was the uncertainty of rev share and all those things that nobody got fired in college football essentially last year, but it would have been to me a really heartless look to fire a guy in that situation. I think that we forget about that, what he was personally going through with his health and the hip replacement. How would that have made you feel that your university did that?
I don't know if I have enough time to go into that. College football's a cruel you-know-what.
Yeah. Hey, skip the razor. Grow for a reason. Join No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation and help raise awareness for men's health in Arkansas. Sign up now at arprostatecancer.org.
Skip from Rogers said fit matters for big donors. I would at least hear that conversation. There's certain people that would spend certain money with certain coaching candidates and others not so much. Hour 2 coming up. Tom Murphy's going to join us. We'll talk to William and Lafayette as well. Keep it going here on a Talk of the Town Tuesday. Stay with us.
Whether you're fishing for coldwater bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the Mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Hey, Hawk fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with RUSH25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautoportsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
It's the grand reopening sale at Harry Robinson's Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal. Take a test drive. You're entered to win a Cadillac that we're giving away. You could test drive the 2025 Ford F-150. Troy, you got $10,000 in savings. Plus, in addition to, you get the great financing at 3.9%.
Yes, and Tommy, you don't have to have great credit to get that. I'm getting 520s and 530s and 540s approved on brand new F-150s at 72 months at 3.9% financing. Right now really is the time to buy. And talk about the grand reopening sales event. I mean, we're giving away a Cadillac. All you have to do is go on a test drive and your name gets entered, and all you have to do is be here the day we're giving it away. Let us save you some money. Come and see us. The most inventory we've had since opening opening day combined inventory. We brought over vehicles from our Fort Smith location. Let's make it happen. Let's make you a deal. Come and see us, Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford.
1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal and online at harryrobinson.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, chance of showers, a few thunderstorms. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the lower 60s. Tonight, clouds and showers, and overnight low will drop down into the low 40s. And then mainly morning showers on Wednesday. A high will be into the low 50s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith.
When you play a team like Arkansas, they will expose you, and they'll expose you in a hurry.
ESPN 95.3.
Brazil back to Aka, floats in the lane, lobs it for Pringle, and Pringle slams home the game's first bucket. Richmond's open in the corner. Billy's three-pointer's good, and he ties the game at 51. McDaniel drives around Richmond, but Billy recovers and blocks it out of bounds. St. Thomas, right side, ball fake, gets to the rim, throws it down with two hands. And that is it. Cal and Penny Hardaway meet at midcourt. And Arkansas has won the ball game by a final of 99-75. The Hoops for St. Jude Classic goes to the Razorbacks. Arkansas wins it by 24.
They want us so bad. That's what you're going to face, but we all know now. Just keep playing.
Live from the Busch Light Studios with Ty Richardson.
Y'all got sent out.
And Tommy Kraft.
Who's the world's tallest midget? I mean, let's just not have that conversation.
And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
I'm tired, boss.
Anyone else tired this morning? Whether you stayed up for the World Series Game 3, which finished in just a
anyone
crazy
make it 18 innings last night?
I didn't.
It was close to midnight when I quit watching. And I made it into the, I believe it was the bottom of the 15th at that point. So 18 innings
You
last
lasted
night.
longer than a lot of other people.
Well, you know, I was so fired up about a big Arkansas exhibition win. I couldn't go to sleep, man. Just fired up.
It was it was a fun game last night. Started out a little slow for the Razorbacks, and then they got rolling, and Arkansas ends up clobbering Memphis 99-75.
All right, we'll talk about it. We're going to take Williams' call in just a minute, then Tom Murphy coming up. We're brought to you by Arts Barbecue and Burgers. You know what Tuesday is? We talk about the town. Let's talk about some pork chops. It's perfect for today. Pork chops here on a Tuesday, two perfectly cooked barbecue pork chops served with not one, but two sides of your choice for $9.99. Perfect for lunch today. I promise you it'll feed you in a to-go box for an afternoon snack or maybe a dinner or something later. Two big old pork chops, two sides of your choice. $9.99 today at Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
All right, William's up first. William, go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Good morning. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Y'all doing good?
We're doing good, William.
Good.
What's up in Lafayette?
They're crucifying Brian Kelly down here.
Well, I bet so.
No, it's bad. So, to that point, right, and y'all talk about, the Florida job, the LSU job, the other jobs that are coming up, Auburn. I look at our situation, and I compare it to those, right? And you brought up a good point. They paid $20 million to Orgeron. They're going to pay $30, $40 million get rid of Kelly and his staff. That puts them in a hole. We're not in that same hole. And when you're looking at that as a potential coach to take over LSU, right, or Florida, but the expectations they have compared to what we have in Arkansas, I'm not sure if we couldn't market that right or frame that right and make that an advantage to us. I don't think we're going to be competing with the coaches that they're going to go after. Right, but if I'm looking at that from Kiffin or Drink standpoint or anyone, and I'm going to step into Baton Rouge or I'm going to step over to Gainesville, I better have some kind of guarantee on the backside because they will turn on your behind quick, okay? Yeah. And it could be career-ending. So if I'm looking at that as a young coach, I'm going to take this job 4 or 5 years and it doesn't work out, right? Why don't it work out? You ask that question, you don't know. I better have some kind of guarantee that I'm going to be able to be taken care of because I might not be able to get a job on it. And I think that might be an advantage Arkansas can use, right? Just want to hear y'all guys' thoughts on that. Maybe I'm wishful thinking, but, just look at it from that standpoint.
All right. Would you consider Bro Bible a decent source for information or not? They post something sometimes.
Sometimes.
Now, I just saw this pop up. It was from yesterday, but it just came across my feed that a private donor is stepping up to pay Brian Kelly's $53 million buyout.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, that's according to Bro Bible. Now, if that's indeed the case, now I don't have any reason to doubt that, but that's the difference in a program like LSU and Arkansas. Someone said, oh, you got an obstacle? You got a problem with our football program? Oh, $53 million's the issue? I'll take care of it. I mean, if that's indeed how LSU is going to handle that, they don't have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
They have an inconvenience. So when we look at who we're competing for, William, I totally agree. The list of candidates for the Arkansas job and the LSU job are different, but at the same time, it points out a major gap between where our program is at financially and the footing that LSU's on.
I think my question to William's question would be, do you want to hire someone that wants less expectations, and that's the reason they end up in Fayetteville rather than Baton Rouge or Gainesville? But to your point, the candidate pool is probably not the same. But who LSU's going after is a blue-chip name.
But they're only going to hire one coach.
Mm-hmm.
So there's other coaches. But I get, is LSU or Penn State or probably Florida, are any of those going to hire a coach that's on the beach right now? No. They're all hiring a coach that's having success and it's probably in the playoff.
LSU might.
Who are they going to hire off the beach?
Well, Nick's on the beach. He's swearing college game.
That'd be the one thing that made it. I still don't think that's going to happen. So
he's what we did this year. He's 71. If they threw $15 million off at him,
he's making that now. That isn't enough. Isn't that what ESPN's paying him?
I don't know what they're paying. I don't have that off the top of my head.
I believe that's right.
You know how it is.
On top of Aflac and Verbo and all the stuff he does, he's making plenty.
It's about the money. It's whether or not he thinks he can go there and win. So,
all right, let's talk to our buddy Tom Murphy about this and more.
We got something called beef. BEEF.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Once again, beef.
Yeah, you just asked me that question, really.
Tom, your beat's Arkansas, so this is going to be more of a shot in the dark as we get you going this morning. Tom's, of course, with Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Brian Kelly fired over the weekend. Joe Sloan let go their OC. Any just thought, what dynamic does LSU go after? They go after like a Joe Brady type. They try and pluck Nick Saban from ESPN. What do you kind of envision as LSU's next head coach in Baton Rouge?
Well, good morning, guys. That's a great question. Certainly they can afford to pay the going salary for the very top end of coaches right now. And Joe Brady was so successful with them in 2019 that it would be probably very appealing to the fan base. That could be the answer. But other than that, I've seen the boards or seen the odds on different hires, and he's certainly one of them. But it's just amazing the amount of money that we're talking about, the buyout that you mentioned a moment ago, and what it's going to cost to bring in a new coaching staff. The finance of this now is at a level that it's really hard to think. It's mind blowing.
So you mentioned Brian Kelly's name. I saw Bet Online had the best odds that Brian Kelly could end up at Arkansas via where he ends up next. It's not been a name Arkansas fans have necessarily tossed around a lot, considering he just was let go this weekend. What do you think about that possibility of him ending up in Fayetteville?
I don't see it. I don't think he was a good cultural fit. Trying to put on a South Louisiana accent just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And to be a Southerner as well in Arkansas, even if it's more Midwestern Southerner, doesn't make sense. But I do think he's a very good coach, and obviously LSU is winning. So I don't know at what point he would become a primary type candidate for Arkansas. I think they're kind of in this checking with alumna, prominent former players and stuff stage. It's just like, who moves the needle for us? And so it's many miles to go, I would say. But there's names out there. John Sumrall, the Tulane coach's name, obviously is in the mix at LSU. Why wouldn't he be at Arkansas? Up and comer. Good background, Alex Golish at South Florida. You know, he's got this kind of character about him that's really interesting, you know, with his background and everything like that. A lot of interesting names out there, whether you go the young up-and-comer, a veteran like a Brian Kelly, if you you branch out from there. So to me, there's so many names in the mix right now at Arkansas that some, you know, that would be acceptable. Rhett Lashley is going to have an opportunity to move on. It looks like Eli Drinkowitz could be high up on Florida's radar. I mean, this is going to be an off season to remember, because I think last year all the schools were holding back to find out what revenue sharing would look like, what it would mean. You know, they were having to come up with ways to put more money in find money in their budgets, and you saw cuts at some colleges. This is the year where everybody's like, okay, this is what it looks like now. All right, now we can make this move. You've seen it at Arkansas and a lot of places that went early, you know, Virginia Tech and others.
Yeah. We'll need name tags on these coaches next year at Media Days. I mean, we got 3 openings now. We're projecting, you know, 6 or 7 at a minimum, and possibly half the league. When you think about, you know, if Lane Kiffin jumps to take a job at a place like LSU, and now Ole Miss has an opening, Kentucky may make a change with their coach. I mean, you just kind of go through the roster in this league, and then you think about most desirable candidates that's, you know, sitting right now in a head coaching job. Tom, 7 or 8 changes in this league would not be surprising.
No, it would not. I mean, and then Hugh Freeze, if they had, say, lost the Arkansas game, which certainly was on the table, there was a chance that one would happen there. And then Oklahoma, you know, Brent Venables was on one of the hottest seats in the country going into the season. And, yeah, they got off to a great start, and they have a really good defense. But, you know, they've lost some, and there's some tough games ahead for them too. So who knows where all this is going to land. But you're right. Up to 7 could be a possibility.
Right. We got plenty of time to talk coaching, Serge. Let's talk about this football game last Saturday and kind of where they go this week against another team that hasn't won a game. Two winless teams in league play Saturday with Arkansas and Mississippi State. Your take on the fourth quarter. Arkansas had 13 plays in the fourth quarter. 4 of those plays resulted in turnovers, 5.5 minutes or so of possession. How did the meltdown occur, in your opinion, in that fourth quarter?
Right. Well, I mean, we'd have to be on the headsets and kind of know exactly what was going through Taylor's mind. But I'm going to say this in Taylor's defense. In a Petrino offense, there's so much on your shoulders, so many decisions, you know, every pre-snap, every post-snap, so many things on their shoulders. And Taylor has been, you know, we documented almost on a week-to-week basis how many good reads he made, and then there was a game or two there where he made a few bad reads on the RPO. You know, there was one, it felt like if he had given to Braylon Russell on one, that it would have been a walk-in touchdown, and he kept it. And I cannot remember what the results of that drive was. But Taylor was not making as good of decisions. And it's interesting to hear Bobby Petrino talk about it, that because he was not really full speed with the knee that he bumped in practice last week, that it might have affected his decision-making and his mental processes in that game. So, yes, they got the ball back even after the first interception, and they held Auburn to a field goal. It was just a 6-point game at that point. And you're like, okay, well, they have 6 minutes left. They can drive down and score a game-winning touchdown. And then I think that might have been then the fumble. But anyway, I just think that his decision-making, what he was reading, and what Auburn dropped into confused him a little bit, and he threw into some coverages. And then one time, it looked to me like Sharp and Blake were too close together on one of the picks, maybe the second interception. And then one of those guys should have run his route a little differently. And as Petrino put it, the throw would have been wide open. But I think the first pick was the one where Taylor thought he was going to see a certain coverage, but it ended up being cloud coverage. And Rayshawn Pleasant came off the widest receiver and then played the slot and picked off Sharp. The throw for Sharp was the biggest one, like maybe the most avoidable one. And they just did not have what it took at that point then to maintain possession of the ball. I mean, I'm not sure I've seen a fourth quarter or any period like that under Bobby Petrino with 4 turnovers.
Yeah, great, awful way to end the game. Tommy, you were kind of talking about Petrino broke it down, which I thought was pretty cool in Monday's press conference. He also kind of laid out when you asked him the question about just the coaching search and everything else. He talked about where his focus is and whatnot. It's like you hear the idea of, well, he's got to be able to raise money. He's got to be able to get boosters behind him. But Tom, doesn't he also have to win games or a game? Like, doesn't there have to be some sign of improvement on the scoreboard, not just offense, but overall for him to be a candidate for this job?
I think so, Ty. And, to me, it felt like there was kind of a groundswelling of support in light of those 2 really close losses. And then maybe it's tamped down a little bit after losing to Auburn, because it was a winnable game. And if you can't beat Mississippi State at home, a team with a 16-game conference losing streak, where's the confidence that things will turn around? I mean, and he said this straight up yesterday, that whoever the coach is going to be, they're losing a lot of seniors in a lot of positions. Think about that offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Carmona and Robinson, and I think Kittler's a junior, but you're going to lose a lot of your linebackers. So the poor Arkansas has got to be really good in the portal this year, no matter who's the coach. And for the successes that Sam Pittman had in the portal, and I thought they hit on a lot of their offensive guys this year, but not on defense. They've got to have a good portal get in the upcoming cycle, I think, to be competitive in the SEC next year.
So how much pressure does that put on Hunter Yurachek in twofold? A, to make a decision and get moving as fast as possible around Thanksgiving, and B, to raise the money so you can go make a difference in the portal. To me, that everything you just said is perfect analysis, but that means Hunter better get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. The next coach, whoever that might be, needs to be assured that the money to compete in the NIL and portal era is going to be there and be better. To be a lure. Is the job more attractive than it was in 2019 when they landed on Sam Pittman? I think it is. But then again, accruing talent is the key piece here. And the roster Sam Pittman took over in 2020 wasn't in great shape. And by 21, they were a competitive team. It can be done. I mean, if Vandy can do it, if some of these other teams that have been down can be good, it can be done at Arkansas as well. It just takes it takes like this perfect mixture of a really good head coach, a great quarterback, and just a good culture in place. And so they've got miles to go.
Tom, before we let you go, basketball team wins pretty emphatically last night on the road in Memphis. Final exhibition game before their season begins this upcoming Monday. Just some thoughts as we close you here.
Yeah, tremendous mix of talent for sure. Around the 5-minute mark left in the game, when it was still like a 10-point game, I thought they got a little loosey-goosey with the ball. This is me being the most critical I can be, that in a real game situation, I think you take care of the ball a little bit more. They had several turnovers and what have you, and then they ended up pulling away anyway. But to me, that was a key point where they needed to be more ball secure around the 6, 7, 5-minute mark. But otherwise, after that bad start, Malik Thomas certainly helped him out with the shooting, and then free throw shooting's got to get a little bit better too. But really nice exhibition season for the Razorbacks.
He's Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, always brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council on Tuesday. Tom, good stuff. We'll get more into this Mississippi State game on Thursday. Okay.
All right, sounds good. Take care.
All right, Tom and all of our guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, and it is brought to you by our friends at the Arkansas Beef Council. Few things in life are more important than showing up. And whether you show up for family, friends, or teammates, hey, it doesn't hurt to bring along a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
All right, let's go back to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Brian in Ozarks phoned in. Go ahead, Brian. Brian? I guess he's worried about Vanderbilt this weekend. All right, well, it's that time of the morning. We get a chance to talk with our buddy Tom Murphy, and we also get a chance to tell you what's going on across Arkansas. I guess eastern Arkansas. Tommy, you you were commenting earlier, a lot of Razorback fans in attendance last night in Memphis, Tennessee for that game against the Tigers.
I was listening to Chuck, and when Arkansas made a play, the roars didn't seem any less vocal when Arkansas made a play versus when Memphis made a play. Watching on TV, it was hard to tell, but I don't think Arkansas fans were greatly outnumbered by any stretch last night.
Well, talk has been about this basketball team. Who's going to be the coach? What else kind of eccentric is going on? Let's get into it.
Hang on, let me get my seatbelt on here.
I love this town.
I love the winter.
And the word around town says,
I love this place.
it's a very small town. Wonder what's really going on in your neck of the woods? It's time for Talk of the Town Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Here's Colton Little with today's top stories.
Gentlemen. Good to be with you this morning. Everybody knows the rules here. We need a new mayor of the Morning Rush every single week. We're going to make some rules here after the fellas answer some questions about what's really going on around the great state of Arkansas. Boys, what did we have for breakfast this morning? Did you guys eat breakfast this morning? Ty, what'd you have?
Coffee.
I had
Tommy,
a couple
Debbie?
of pieces of beef jerky from Clampett's Country
Yum.
Kitchen.
Yum. Always.
Original beef jerky. It was Joey does a great job. That was my breakfast.
Always love it when you bring beef jerky from Clampett's, Tommy. But nobody had omelets. Nobody had anything with eggs, correct? Okay, good.
No eggs.
Arkansas's Black Sheep Egg Company has issued a recall impacting more than 6 million eggs due to potential salmonella contamination. They recalled their 12 and 18 count cartons of free-range, large grade A brown eggs, so they're the hoity-toity eggs, the brown eggs, with Best Buy dates from August the 22nd of this year through Halloween of this year on the side of the carton. According to the U.S. FDA, the illness usually occurs within 12 to 72 hours after eating the food that is contaminated with salmonella, and the symptoms usually last 4 to 7 days. Gentlemen, we'll let Tommy go first here. Which of the following is not a symptom of salmonella? Is it A, drool, B, diarrhea, or C, sepsis?
Drool.
Sepsis.
Ty? So, Ty, you say sepsis. Tommy, you say drool. The correct answer is drool. So, Tommy is in the lead. Diarrhea and sepsis are very serious. Drool, not that serious, as is salmonella. Fellas, any interest in geology? Any interest at all?
Rocks.
Yeah.
Study rocks.
Yeah, rocks.
Study the rock. You know where the oil's at that way.
That's true.
The natural gas is at.
Also, that's very true. Ty, what would you say is Arkansas's biggest fault?
Oh, gosh. I hadn't learned this since I was in high school. I have no clue.
It would be the New Madrid fault,
New
actually,
Madrid
the New
fault.
Madrid fault. I'm glad that you got where I was going with that. This past weekend in Fulton County, the U.S. Geological Survey recorded 2 minor earthquakes. And no, that wasn't the Mississippi State cheerleading squad getting into town early. They were real earthquakes. The USGS registered the first quake at 5:09 a.m. on October 27th, so yesterday. And then the second one was just a little bit earlier at 5:15 a.m. Very small tremors, very, very small tremors. But of course, we all know about the most famous earthquake in this state's history. It occurred near the same area. The New Madrid earthquakes occurred in what year? Ty, I'll let you go first. 1902, 1811, or 1927?
1927.
Tommy?
1811.
1811. So, Tommy, you have got 2 for 2 today. Ty, there's almost no way in which you can come back. So, Tommy is the winner of our second inaugural.
You get to make a rule.
You get to make a rule here. Talk of the town. What's
what
the rule?
is the what was your third question?
Oh, so it's about the 43rd annual Bean Fest and the great championship outhouse races in Mountain View this past weekend. They had guests were treated to free beans and cornbread, local arts and crafts, and live music throughout the day. The highlight of the festival, of course, was the great championship outhouse races. Had everyone cheering as creatively decorated outhouses on wheels sped down the streets. It's one of the few places in which you can positively say, wow, things were going downhill fast. But how many bowls of cornbread and chili were served at this event? Cornbread and beans were served at this event. 2,500, 11,000, or 6,000?
I'm going to say 11,000.
11,000?
6,000.
Tommy goes 3 for 3
Oh,
today. Man, Ty, you were just not on your game. But
cheat?
Tommy, you do get to make a rule. So
All right.
whatever you
How
say.
long does the rule last?
So the rule lasts until we get off the air here today. So the next 30 minutes.
All right. Those were good questions. So here's the rule for the rest of the day. Anything. I mean, if you need a cup of coffee, I need a bottle of water. Ty's got to be the one to go get it.
I love this rule.
Anything we need, Ty's going to
Love
wait
this
on us
rule.
today.
You gonna be here till 5 o'clock today, Ty?
Yeah.
No, it's through the end of the show. Unfortunately,
okay.
you only got 37 minutes.
So anything you need, Colton, or if I, and we'll draw the line at foot rubs. But if you need
I was about to
you need a
ask for one of
refresher on your coffee, Need a little snack from the kitchenette.
I'll put some cream in it there.
You know,
for you.
he's our cabana boy. The rest he's our pool boy. The rest of the day.
That's like our draft word that we can't use on this air. It's so I didn't have to endure that, but I guess I'm gonna have to for the next 36 minutes.
Hope you're thirsty, Colton.
I am. My coffee's actually pretty empty, so if you could during the break, Ty, just go in there and you know what to do.
Yeah, maybe not even wait till the break.
Yeah,
actually, send him now. It's
You know what? I need one. Yeah.
Do you think you can close?
Oh, I don't know. I've never done this before, Ty.
I'll set my mic.
All
Do you
right.
know what to do in this situation?
No, please tell me.
You tease
your broadcast instincts. Please take over.
So you do your live read.
Let's see what's coming up in the next segment. Is it the ACC update?
No, it's the
no, that
SEC.
doesn't sound right.
Big Sky,
Is it the Big 12? The Big Sky update? Yeah.
You tease it. You tease a certain part of the SEC update to keep people through the break. That's what you do.
Yeah,
I'll
your
go get the
broadcast
coffee.
instincts
Go
are
get my
second
water.
to none. I'll take a Coke Zero while you're in there as
Is
well.
there a Coke Zero in there?
I
might
it's
snag
your
one,
job
too.
to go find one. All right. I mean, that's your job the rest of the way. All right. The SEC update. How was that? Is that okay? The SEC update is on the way. Brought to you this morning by Joe's Grill and Cantina. Game day coming up this Saturday. And you can, join all your fellow friends and fans at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Half price apps and cheap taps all day during the game. You can enjoy those. Wear your Hog gear from kickoff to the end of the game and celebrate the Razorbacks with great food, cold drinks, and Razorback pride at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Half price apps, cheap taps. We'll see you there Saturday. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps, where the taps flow and the fans roar. SEC update next here on the Morning Rush.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. How do you know what actually works? With a 4.9-star rating from over 1.7 million client reviews, you're in good hands with BetterHelp. Talk with real qualified therapists, not AI. Wellness shouldn't be overwhelming, and therapists can help figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a screen detox. Visit BetterHelp.com/score for 10% off your first month. This is an ad by BetterHelp. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. How do you know what actually works? With a 4.9-star rating from over 1.7 million client reviews, you're in good hands with BetterHelp. Talk with real qualified therapists, not AI. Wellness shouldn't be overwhelming, and therapists can help figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a screen detox. Visit BetterHelp.com/score for 10% off your first month.
Tommy, how you gonna make that pig hurry up? Lipsticks come off.
This is the Morning Rush.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual.
Now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford, as well as heavy-duty diesel repair and diagnostics.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about to be tough there, yes.
Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Your thoughts following the game? Coach Brent Venable said you felt like he had the better team. Just your overall thoughts on that.
That's an interesting take. That's a hot take. You had a better team. I wouldn't have thought that people watching would say that. You know, I felt that we won at their place, and whether that as a defensive head coach you would normally, wish for, and won by 8 points. And I think we left a lot out there. I think we should have won by a couple scores. So
Lane Kiffin's having a lot of fun this season. It helps when you've only lost one game. Tough loss to Georgia in Athens, but offensively it looked really good. They go to Norman last week and scored 30-plus points against one of the best defenses and best defensive lines in college football. I had not heard, Colton, maybe you've heard Venable's comments. I have not heard him to this point, but he took offense to that yesterday in Ole Miss's press conference.
Yeah, and you look ahead. Can you get up and move that water bottle for me, please? You brought me a drink. I can't read the Ole Miss line on the schedule. Thank you, Ty. Since you placed that in my line of sight. I mean,
it's what
you get for losing.
Do you need
no, it's
help?
not the eyes. You blocked it. You look at the rest of the way for Ole Miss. South Carolina, the Citadel, Florida, and Mississippi State. They're making the playoff.
Guys, we have to. They're
making the playoff.
They're not only going to make the playoff, and I've got to look in the tiebreakers. We have to brace for them making Atlanta in the SEC championship. We can't use that joke anymore.
Missouri, South Carolina, Samford, and Texas is what's left for A&M.
I think Texas beats them.
Possible. I could see that.
That game's in Austin.
Alabama's got bye week this week. LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, Auburn. LSU off a bye in Tuscaloosa. Don't really see Bama slipping on the banana peel there. OU is possible, but that game's in Tuscaloosa. Alabama, not surprising. I think 4 from the SEC are in, and I think we're getting a pretty clear picture of who those 4 are going to be. I mean, that's why when you look at the FPI percentages of making the playoffs, those teams are in the 90+% range.
Yep, A&M, Bama, Georgia, and Vanny could throw
Yeah, we should
throw
put
a wrench
Georgia in
in
that.
it. Throw a wrench in everything. But this is.
But then there's going to be a couple really good teams left out. Vandy's. I would love to see Vandy find a way in. I'd love for one of those four to slip on the banana peel. And if Texas A&M does lose to Texas, that might open the door for a Vandy to get in there.
Do you like? I've seen people come down. You always talk about the Dallas Cowboys. You either love them or you hate them. I've seen people have two very different opinions on Diego Pavia. Do you like his confidence? Do you like his swagger? Do you like his? Because some people hate it.
And I would love to see his swagger be enough to take down Texas this weekend. That'd be awesome.
Texas is a 1.5 point favorite in this game.
They got Texas, Auburn, bye week, Kentucky, then Tennessee. Two really good tests ahead with Texas this week. They should, if they are what they are, they should beat Auburn. And if they can beat Tennessee at the end, ought to beat Kentucky. If they win those games and they go undefeated, Kentucky, Vanderbilt deserves to be in the college, and maybe they're the 5th team. I mean, we think it's capped at 4. It's not. There could be a seat at the table for Vanderbilt.
Arch didn't practice today. Keep that in mind for the upcoming game in Austin this weekend. Vanderbilt went.
Did you mean to say yesterday?
What did I say?
Today?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah. He did not practice yesterday, so curious to see if he what that looks like the rest of the week, where he winds up on the SEC availability report. The last time Mississippi State's won an SEC game?
Well, I know it's been 16 games, and I believe Arkansas was the last victim they've taken down.
7-3 win in 2023. Maybe the worst college football game I've ever laid.
Don't let them break the streak.
You don't want to do that this weekend when, Jeff Lebby and company come to town. What else? Brian Kelly, I asked Tom this. Tommy, he's got some high odds to be Arkansas's next head coach where he lands. What do you think about that fit?
I saw that ESPN 104.3 in Baton Rouge had posted that plus 300 at Arkansas. I don't know. I didn't see a logo on there from a casino. Was it who?
It's Bet Online.
Bet Online. Okay, so I didn't know who had established those odds, but interesting. They would have Arkansas at the very top of that list.
Kelly was at Superior Grill yesterday, a well-known Mexican margaritas and food establishment, and he's just sitting there with his wife eating. People were taking pictures with him and circling the rounds. If I was fired, wouldn't we want to get out of there? My first thought is,
you say that. Well, what are you going to do? It's not like he robbed a bank. He hadn't committed a crime. The only crime he's committed, is he didn't win enough football games. And
again, I approach things different ways than college football coaches do. My thought, I don't want people taking pictures of me or my wife or my kids or anything else. I'm getting out of there. And like you said, he didn't do anything wrong. His only crime was he didn't win enough games. But that's just my take on that.
Yeah. Well, to me, the only people that run from the scene are criminals. If you're on, you walk away from it. If you got to walk, you walk away. You don't run away from it unless you've done something wrong. Only the guilty run away. That's how I've always looked at it. So, I'd stand tall and, hey, in the end, you fools are going to pay me $54 million not to be your coach. So,
fair enough.
Who had the last laugh? That's a lot of margaritas. Where was it? You said Superior Grill?
Superior Grill.
A lot
Very
of margaritas at Superior Grill for $54 million.
You have more than 2, you're in trouble.
You don't even have to worry about when happy hour is.
Definitely bought the large cheese dip.
Yeah, big queso. Absolutely. Bring the guacamole on, too. All right, that's your SEC update. It is brought to you by our friends at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. They have 25 locations around our state, and they're always ready to take care of you at Farm Credit. They can sit down and go over all the options, whether you're looking to remodel a home or purchase a brand new one, acreage, or any kind of agricultural need. Farm Credit is there for you. Just go to myaglender.com, see all the services and products they offer, myaglender.com, and find one of their 25 locations near you at myaglender.com.
Keith's in Fort Smith here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Keith, good morning.
Hey, good morning, y'all. I wanted to just say a few things. First off, I sold my Mississippi State tickets. Got them off my radar. Reason being, I can't sit and watch what I've seen against Notre Dame, against Auburn. I can't do it again against Mississippi State. And Jeff Lebby has them Bulldogs playing lights out. I don't care about losing those close games. I know losing's losing, but them boys are playing hard. I think we're lucky if we field. I think we're about to start getting.
Keith, hang on. So you're trying to convince me and Ty this morning you're not even going to watch the game on TV?
I didn't say I'm not going to watch the game.
You said
I'm saying I'm not going to
watch
go to
it.
the game.
You know.
Well, paying for it and getting your money back is different than not sitting in my living room.
I would highly doubt you even got your money back.
I was thinking you were taking a bath on those.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got my money back. I got my money back, no problem. I'm not gonna make losing deals. I don't sell a stock when it's down. I sell it when I make money.
Well, I can tell you, tickets are. I mean, to get in the door,
there's a plenty.
To get in the door, it's about $12 right now online.
That's right. That's right. No, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm not against the game, but I'm not going to go sit through it and watch again what I saw at Auburn and when we played Auburn or with Notre Dame. My goal for this whole thing is I'm going to cheer our boys on. We're going to reset. I just don't know if this is kind of what I'm going to go at, and I know y'all probably talk about it 1,000 times, but are y'all buying this John Neighbors inside info? Are y'all buying? And I say inside in quotation marks. I don't know if that's real or not. It's inside according to him. Doesn't mean it's factual. But are y'all buying any of that? Do y'all have any thoughts on what direction y'all think we're going to go? What?
And because some may not know what you're talking about. In fact, most probably don't. But I guess the story, the crux of it is that somebody's willing to give the money as long as Hunter's not the AD. Is that pretty well sum it up?
That's exactly right. And what John was saying is that basically that not only that, but that the guy that they're wanting to see us get is Franklin. And I don't know what to do with all that. I think everybody's, and this is something y'all don't do, and I appreciate that. I think when I call in or I talk to y'all or we're listening in, I don't get a bunch of hyperbole. I get either real or not, and that's why I really don't know what to think about it. I think people can sometimes take the flux of Razorback sports and turn into a talking point for clicks. And I don't want to get my hopes up and then we go somewhere else on it. And so I didn't know if y'all had any thought on it or if y'all had heard anything or what y'all think about that report. Just that's what I want to call and see what y'all are thinking and feeling on this. And do you think there's any credibility in? And basically the biggest domino left to drop now is going to be Hunter. And do y'all think Hunter's our AD at the end of the season? Do you think he's our AD at the end of the year? What do y'all think about that?
All right. Keith, thanks for the call. I think it would be a colossal disaster if you weren't going to make an AD change by now. To make how quickly could you hire a new AD that could be on the ground, feet running, run a coaching search between now and Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving was a month from yesterday? And Thanksgiving on the 27th, Mr. Planner Boy. Get your planner. You got Thanksgiving in your planner. I think it's the 27th of November. Today's the 28th. The idea that you could fire your current AD, hire a new
Thursday, right? 27th.
Oh my God.
I was kidding. Okay, come on. I knew it was on a Thursday. Give me a break. Yes, it's yes. I know Thanksgiving. Just continue.
I mean, is it the 27th? That was the question.
Yeah. I said yes.
Okay.
Golly.
A month from to me, Keith, that's the issue. I mean, we've seen the colossal disaster it turned into last time with the rudderless ship, interim AD. I mean, that's how the president of that's how Chancellor Robinson gets himself fired. That's how the board steps in. And this, so to me, I don't put a lot of water in that bucket. To me, if you were going to change ADs in order to satisfy a well-heeled donor, you'd have already done it. And that doesn't mean that the AD is the only one that can negotiate with a coach or an agent, but man, there's a lot of issues beyond just who you hire. I mean, we brought up earlier, and Bobby Petrino addressed, you got a lot of seniors. You got a lot of roster to replace. You got a lot of offensive line to replace where you brought in experienced veteran linemen. You got a quarterback you got to replace. You better be prepared. I think a leadership change could be a colossal mistake before you get settled with your football program, because you better be ready to move. You better have the money in place and be ready to bring on 40 some odd players again early January.
And let's clarify leadership change. You're talking about at the AD position,
yes,
right? Not at the head football coach.
No, I'm talking about athletic department leadership. To me, it just
Jamie says
you just stop and you paint out what would happen if you did that. There's no time to make a change with the AD at the end of the season until at least a new coach is in place.
Well, I agree with you, but you can't act like he's not at serious risk of losing his job. Because he is.
No, but I'm just saying he's your guy till he's no longer your guy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the board of trustees, and I know Chancellor Robinson's technically his boss, but they're not making a move on unless Hunter did something to deserve to be fired. They're not firing him without the board weighing in on this. Okay, we agree on that. That's the way. That's what the board will tell
Thank goodness we
Chancellor
don't have a
Robinson to
board.
make that move.
Fired every day.
It would be a colossal mistake, in my opinion, to have a rudderless ship, and then it'd also be
You just be interim. You can be interim AD.
but you don't need it. You need someone that's got their feet on the ground, that knows the donors, that has the relationships. You don't need an interim. You need Hunter Yurachek to get the job done. That's what you got to have. I understand people are dissatisfied with the performance of the football program, and that is on Hunter Yurachek. But at the same time, it's like some want to give him no credit for actually landing Calipari in here. All that goes to John Tyson. Well, somebody had to get all that working. I don't think that just organically happened. He gets some credit for that. Give him some credit for getting the funding to build the buildings for baseball so Dave Van Horn's still your coach. You want to talk about just major sports? He's, someone to wrap up everything Hunter has done it's all bad. And yes, he's raised ticket prices. Yes, he's required a greater donation. That's the price of doing business these days. Absolutely, the football program's got to perform better or he can't stay. But let's not act like everything he's done's just been horrendous.
Yeah, Capital
That's
One Cup.
unfair. Huh?
The Capital One Cup. We're up there.
Well, the Learfield Cup.
Learfield Cup. Yeah, whatever it
Learfield, the
is.
Director's
Cup. Yeah, we're up
100%.
there.
Hey, Gaston's White River Resort's the place to hang out. I was noticing some videos yesterday. The leaves are starting to change. I was even driving I-49. We're about, I don't know, week or two out. I don't know. I'm not a fall foliage expert, but it's on the way. You can already start to see some of the colors popping. I saw a video of some drone footage that Clint had over the White River at Gaston's, and the leaves are starting to change there. Absolutely a beautiful time of the year to fish on the White River. They may have read something about fishing regulations and some changes. If someone's tried to tell you can't fish right now on the White River at Gaston's, they're lying to you. You can absolutely fish. There's been changes in temporary changes in your ability to keep fish and harvest fish, all right? There's 120 days that we're in the midst of right now that it's all catch and release. And it's for the health and the getting the numbers back. This has not happened before. This is a kind of a one-of-a-kind deal. But don't let someone tell you, no need to go fishing. It's shut down. Not true. 870-431-5202. They'll explain everything. Book your trip, get you a cabin, all those things, get you set up with a great guide. It'll be a wonderful time. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
That's an interesting take.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Wrath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, wrathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Van Lee. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanar.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple burgers? Those are good burgers, Walter. How's your burger? My God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll...
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
Not just a homecoming for John Calipari of sorts last night, but another person on the Arkansas basketball team. What player is from Memphis? 877-377-6963. His father, still in Memphis, actually owns a couple wing places. What player is from Memphis that got a chance to play in front of some hometown fans last night? 877-377-6963. Do you know off the top of your head?
I have a guess, but I'm not high confidence on this one.
Razorbacks win pretty handily, 99-75 over the Memphis Tigers last night. Big win for Arkansas. First game of the season begins Monday against Southern. You get a chance to really add to the win-loss total this season, Tommy.
Yeah. So, all right, got phones lighting up here. Colton, who we got?
Got Ryan in Hot Springs up first.
Ryan, go ahead. Who is it?
Billy.
Yep, Billy Richmond, Billy the Kid. Hang on, we'll get your information off air. Billy Richmond Jr., father played for Cal. Pretty cool connection. There's all these different connections between DJ and everyone else. That is your CJ's Trivia Tuesday, brought to you every single Tuesday by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. Best fries, shakes, and, of course, burgers in all of Arkansas. 2 great locations in Russellville and in Fayetteville. Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C is next. I was off by a minute. I apologize. I'm not looking at that.
I was wondering. I'm like, that's too early.
Yeah, I was focused on getting the Coke Zero after this.
Yeah.
I'm still, I guess I have a few more minutes left, but good performance from the
broadcasting lessons are really paying off.
Good performance from Billy last night.
So here's Acuff into the front court, crosses Gibbons over, gets to the foul line. Richmond's open in the corner. Billy's three-pointer's good, and he ties the game at 51.
I kind of saw Devo add a three-pointer. He was kind of the spark plug for that team, knocked down some threes his sophomore year. There's always going to be that comparison because they're both lefties. Billy's got a higher ceiling, but You got to love a lot of different things you've seen from this basketball team through 2 exhibition games.
I like the fact that they got themselves in a hole and they kind of had to fight back and showed some grit last night to win that game.
All right, apologies. Fired a minute early. Halftime, Phil
4,
Ellison, Matt
3,
Jones, Big
2,
C, your way
1.
next.
You did it!
Yay.
Sportsbook app. We realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use